Conditions for our own freedom. A person can chain your mind, they could chain your physical self, but if you never give in, if you never give in and give up, then the opportunity for freedom will exist and will continue to exist. And it is for us to realize that freedom through action, through struggle. People are out on the street today, and I just pray, that consciousness really comes to mind, that we are able to realize what liberation really means. We are challenged daily, by cultural supremacy. Cultural supremacy in the sense that they push that their culture is supreme. For a matter of fact, in many cases, they don't only just push their culture, they push subcultures, they push negative cultures and elevate them for us to consume. Right? They elevate cultures and behaviors that are detrimental to us, for us to mimic, for us to follow, for us to pattern, for us to act out, so that we will remain in the state that we are in, so that we destroy ourselves, so to speak. I mean, it's an interesting the level of culpability and responsibility, because of course they actually put out the programming there for you to consume. They use the mediums that are available, just as we here at 91.9 are using the mediums available to uplift, to awaken, to educate. Now there are others who use the media and the mediums that are available to denigrate, to destroy, to deceive. And we look to those images because there is some kind of power when we hear voice and images amplified and produced. I have to look into the science of it, but somehow when those images flow through whatever screens, and when those words are echoed through these airwaves and they reach us, they have power. And they've mastered the art of manipulation and using these things, these mediums, to our detriment. So we have to sift through with the billions in content that is available on all these different. We have to sift through for our late great, our guiders, our guidance. Bob Marley, gone at such a young age. We have to sift through and pull from them, and we need to drill home, we need to educate our children so that they can recite the same way they could recite Psalms. I don't know how many of the young ones reciting Psalms, good morning and blessings to those who have their children reciting whatever is spiritually sound, right? So that they could recite verses from the Quran or whatever other. But we have to help them to be able to recite, to never forget, to memorize the powerful words that will uplift them. When I sing with my daughters, Black is Beautiful, to be alive is a whole lot of privilege. Education is the key to rule the world. You don't have to be white to be a pretty girl. When I sing that with them, it is with the hope that it sticks. And their minds are so fertile that what you plant in them in their youth. And I could remember things that were planted in me in my youth. Heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but while their companions slept, they kept toiling through the night. He who steals my purse steals trash, but he who steals my good name steals that which does not enrich them, but makes me poor indeed. These words, until the philosophy that makes one race superior and another inferior is finally and totally discredited. It had to be discredited first, you know, and abandoned. We have to educate our children. I have not seen anywhere in the curriculum of Trinidad and Tobago anything of the such. I have not seen it. I dream of a day when we may see that. I dream of a day when those things are broadly available. I dream of a day when those things are propagated, are encouraged into the minds of our youth. I dream of that day. Because that will be a certainty of a day that we have embarked upon a path towards the upliftment of human beings. We are so culturally dominated by our oppressors. We take billions of dollars in oil and gas, etc., and we export it. They pay us whatever they pay us because they still take it out of the ground for us. We get whatever tax, if you want to call it that, or commission, or whatever supplemental bit, and then we consume from them. They refine whatever it is and sell it back to us. The same thing we give them, they take, add value to it, and then sell it back to us. We consume the fashion. Well, I say that, and I have on some kind of thing for cheap thing knockoff, right? Me, I'm buying no, not me. I'm buying no Gucci, Gucci, whatever. Symbols of style or whatever, made superior by them wearing it and creating an image that they sell to us. Because somehow in our minds, if we put it on, we have some value, like what they tell us, those people who model it have value. It is a dread, so to speak, right? You know how the language that we speak on the streets. I don't even know if young people using them terms still, right? Are crossing over. I'm conscious of my increasing in age, but I feel I'm still somewhat connected to the youth. It dread style and fashion. We look on at their images that they give us in film. They produce these films, etc. And they show us things, and we feel those things are better than the things that we have. We feel those places are better than the places that we live. We appreciate wherever, and we miss the beauty of Nyland Pool, and we miss the stay to get away. We miss Toko. We miss understanding the blessing of our own fresh air. We fail to appreciate that sun hitting our skin. We fail to appreciate just 2 turns away from where you are, there is a mango tree, an avocado tree, a plum tree. I ate some plum yesterday. Goodness. But it is that supremacy that is pushed on us. Let us this day discard that supremacy of color that is ingrained. It is ingrained in all of us. All. We must consciously displace it because it is there. The programming is incredible. The programming is incredible. And we must reprogram ourselves. We must consciously remember that we have been programmed in the first place in the wrong way, and always press that default. We're looking towards Africa, happy and pleased that Ibrahim Traore and others could stand up. But there were times in the past that other men stood up, and because of our programming, we look towards those people as negatives when they were liberators. Right here in our hemisphere, we look towards people who are fighting for their own determination and their own liberation and independence, and we categorize them negatively sometimes. There's so many of us who continue to line up and run northwards. We are dominated economically. We dominated economically. And it is okay, it's not okay, but if you are where you are is one thing. But then there must be an effort to move from where you are. A conscious effort. You see, the acceptance and non-activity, lack of effort to move from there, that is the real problem. A slave is only a slave if you accept that you are a slave. Otherwise, you are a free man in waiting, Master just one slip away from getting dealt with. And you one step away, one opportunity away from fleeing or escaping or taking over what belongs to you. But that liberation thought and that guidance and activity must be taking place. It cannot be just a celebration of color in the superficial aspect of it. Clothes. We love superficial things, We love our outward expression on the soft side. But as soon as you started dig into it, so what emancipation looks like to me, I mean, I saw that a discussion was made with African Exim Bank yesterday. All of the top officials would have met with our administration, and I see moves towards finalizing, God willing, their activity in Trinidad and Tobago. That looked like emancipation a bit. Not the, don't hit me the close, don't hit me the close. And of course I will participate in the parade and the village, but that ain't the substance of it. You know, it looked like emancipation to me. I see Columbus still in Tamron Square. He have a bag over his head, and he acutely defaced. You know, people try their best to deface the statue as much as possible. You know, blessings for the conscious ones who take their consciousness into action, right? In whatever way. I'm being vague. I don't want to get in trouble. You know, but what consciousness looks to me, it looks to me those statues coming down and Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture going up. That looks like closer to emancipation to me. That look closer to emancipation to me. And it being explained to the young, even to the old. Why? That sounds better to me. What emancipation looks like to me? An earnest effort to bring greater equality to the society. That's what emancipation looks like to me. Afro-Trinbagonian entrepreneurs, businessmen, etc. being given a fair share. And them being able to organize themselves in a meaningful way and advance their collective desires so that they can represent economically for the sector, the society, and their families, because that is what it is about. That looked like emancipation to me. So let us be conscious. Let us be conscious. Let us take pages from the book of our brothers and our sisters who have been able to liberate themselves in a really significant way from something akin indentureship or whatever, and who now challenge the modern day masters of the society, the modern day masses, with our assistance as well, and who are reigniting an understanding and a respect for where they come from. Because they were also challenged. Yeah? They were also challenged. And we're not here to dispute which challenge, etc., was greater, because it is absolutely and abundantly clear to us which challenge was greater. We all know that. So we must emancipate ourselves in the real meaning of the word. We must organize ourselves. We must take it beyond the cloth and the song and the conversation. They are integral parts of the movement. They are integral parts of the education process. But we must arise and lead and move forward a step. We must join with our brothers across the waters and across the entire space and achieve this unity that Bob Marley sings about. They could tell me what the physical demise and death of of Bob Marley could never have been just like that. But God is over us all. And even in his physical death, his words and his teachings have lived on. So, just a short one today, right? Not going to stay on the program too long, right? We had the opportunity to listen to some wonderful music as well. I thank those who still joined us, impromptu, albeit. And a reading, and even pre-reading, and that's a fact. It have no equality for the lower vulnerable class in society, and justice and liberation, definitely, of course. Again, I also want people to remember and understand clearly, right? If a black man comes out of whatever process of slavery, of exploitation of another, and then becomes one who exploits as well, right? And I described the funny skit about a former slave who got freedom, and then he started to buy slaves, buy other African people to work in that same condition to exploit them for economic gain. That is of no benefit to us. So we must also realize that all skin folk is not kinfolk. For they don't know that terminology yet, well, all is sleeping. All skin folk is not kinfolk. They are the Uncle Toms who will ensure that we stay in perpetual slavery. And there are those overseers on the plantation who enforce the system of exploitation on us. So let us not become them. Let us not find a little elevation economically and then join in the oppression and the exploitation of our fellow man. So, I close, happy emancipation. Blessings to everyone across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. I pray that we all, regardless of creed, race, or color, understand that supremacy is not the destination for a human being. Supremacy being better than, in some myopic way of thinking, better than economically or better than in whatever other way, is not what's supposed to suffice our spirit and our soul. What is supposed to elevate us and feed our spirit is that service to our brothers and our sisters, is that giving whatever we can give. It is sharing that genuine love with each other. That is the purpose and the test of life. Right, so blessings to everyone again on this day that we celebrate emancipation. Take care, and I will see some of you all in Port of Spain maybe. Blessings, take care.
Time longer than twine. The month of July has been declared Heritage Month with island-wide events from July 1st to August 1st. With the grand opening gala carded for July 10th and the culmination of activity with the Emancipation Day reenactment on August 1st. This year's Heritage Festival is not one to be missed. Culture lovers can also look forward to iconic events, such as the Folk Fiesta on July 15th.